So on number 4 on the homework, okay, so we'll just listen, okay? So on number 4 on the homework, so it says we go from 0 to 4 pi. That's how far you're going, right? So if you choose your values from 0 to 4 pi, let's say you pick pi and 2 pi, right there, right? So if I pick pi and 2 pi, what's the cosine and the sine right here? What's this point? 1, 0, right? And what's this point? 0 and -1? Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, -1, 0. Thank you. Well, I was listening to Isaac's 01. Okay. All right. So if I pick these 2 points, do I get any sine points? What's the sine on both of these? 0. So I can't just pick these 2 points. So at this point, this is pi over 2. And this is 3 pi over 2. So this point, what is this point, Isaac? Okay. So I have 0, pi over 2, pi, and 3 pi over 2, and I come back to 2 pi. So to go to 4 pi, what is that? It's another rotation around the circle. Do these points change at all? No. So does it matter what happens after 2 pi? Does it matter how many times you go around? So these are the points you need to graph, right? And so you have 3 cosine of theta, is that correct? And then 3 sine. So if I start here, 3 times 1 is 3, that's my x, and 3 times 0 is 0, that's my y. If I go to here, 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 1 is 3. So that's your x and your y, all the way around. I can see why none of you did this. It was super hard. Not at all. So that gives you your x's and y's, friends. I will. Right. And you just graph them. That's it. Perfect. Okay, so turn the paper over. Well, you're going to graph that, yes. Well, however you choose to graph it. Okay. So some of you will be able to graph and some of you won't. That's okay. Okay. So here's the next thing. The last one, it says use an identity. And so I told you yesterday you're going to use sine squared How are you? Okay, thanks. Okay. So I'm not doing this for you, but I am going to give you a hint. Here's what you're going to use. So now, what did they tell you? What is the information they gave you? 3 cosine of t equals what? And then 3 sine. Okay, so could I solve for cosine here? How would I do that? Divide by 3. So then can I just plug these in here? And now I have x and y? And now it's a rectangular equation? Yeah. Well, the t and the theta are all the same thing. So like, this is the kind of thing, like, you guys should be able to think through. Well, you were stuck on it, but you didn't solve it. And you wanted me to do it for you yesterday. And what I'm telling you is, this is the kind of thing you have to think through. Not just him, I'm chopping on all of you. Like, I can't teach you guys how to do every single problem. You have to be able to think through some of them. And this is one of them you definitely should have been able to think through. Well, that's a problem for you. Okay. So, here's the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to let you do the homework. On the blue paper, there's a problem, and it's all written out for you. And I know it's all written out for you, but this is what I'm telling you. You need to write it for yourself or you're not going to be able to do this. So, it's on the blue one. I think it's example 2. And this is what the homework on the blue is going to look like. So, I want you to pay attention, Jada, especially you, because we might see some fractions here. They're your friends. Okay, here we go. So when I do this, I have to solve for t because I'm eliminating the parameter. So I'm going to do this one, right? And so how am I going to do that? I want the t by itself. And then divide by 4. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 and divide by 4. So I'm going to write this like x over 4 plus 2 over 4. And don't reduce this yet. Okay, and you won't want to reduce it until the end in these problems, okay? So now I have the t by itself, so I'm going to put the parentheses around here, and I'm going to substitute that in for t. So I'm going to get y equals so now this equals so I'm going to take this times this. So what is x times x? And 4 times 4? Very good. X squared over 16. Then I'm going to take this times this. 2x over 16. Stop being a hater. And then we're going to take this times this. So I'm going to get 2x over 16. And I'm going to take the last one, 2 over 4 times 2 over 4. So 2 times 2 gives me 4 over 16. Don't reduce anything yet. Now I have plus 1, and I do need the 1 to be 16 over 16, right? So I'm going to replace that as 16 over 16. So I have x squared over 16, so I can't do anything with that. So now I have 4x over 16, x over 4. And when I add these two together, I have 20 over 16, and that reduces to 5/4. And that is your answer.